mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great. And these are the same people that run the 401ks who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang, try it for a month, and we're going to show you how to use a chart. And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and philsgang.com helps folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your number one source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $49.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think the overall conclusion is the economy is not nearly as weak as we feared.
Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast, around the country on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. There's Steve Leisman again, out there pumping, saying, oh, this economy is not weak. Not at all. Not as bad as we thought. Really? Then why didn't you raise rates? It's amazing how the press and the financial media just covers for Obama and covers for Hillary. They want her to be the next president so bad they'll sit there and they'll just lie to us. Look what happened yesterday. She didn't raise rates. How could she raise rates? How? Makes no sense. I mean, she's got to be nuts. She also said yesterday when she didn't raise rates, oh, the economy is doing swell. What are you, nuts? Swell? What does swell mean? Households still have a record debt of $14.3 trillion. This is unbelievable. And China is dumping their stocks. They smell risk in the market. $126 billion. And as they're dumping the stocks left and right, what is Yellen doing? She's printing and printing and printing money so that she can go in and buy 10-year treasuries to keep dropping that yield down to get everybody out of the bond market and shift them to the stock market to try to hold the market up. She continues to try to bring the people over from Europe. It's so bad over there. She tries to bring them over by saying, hey, things are good. Things are swell. And that's where she's trying to get her money to keep this market up. And the market's up 100, down 100, up 100, down 100. The market doesn't know what to do. She's got everything so screwed up. We know what to do here at Phil's Gang because we don't follow fundamentals of a company. We follow, or the economy, we follow the money. That's all. Just follow the money. That's all you have to do. But she's nuts, this woman. Trump should fire her. I mean, the things she says so stupid. How could she even begin to think of raising rates with the condition of this economy? It's nuts. She says inflation is 1.3%. Yet food, energy, housing, medical costs are up 3.1%. So how could that be? And that's for 2 decades running, up 3.1% annually for 2 decades running. And she says, oh, we're only up 1.3%. What are you, nuts? Then she's, well, we have yet to achieve our inflation, which is 2%. That's their goal. They told you yesterday they'll never achieve it because they want to keep interest rates low. The way they keep interest rates low so they can pay, the government can pay its debt. They got to keep borrowing money at a cheap rate as long as rates are low. And that's why they keep the interest rates so low. Free money. Talked about that yesterday. This is nuts. We've had a 70% increase in the cost of living for Main Street since 1999. How can she say inflation is 1.3%? 72% of the folks are still struggling. She was going to raise rates yesterday, she said. How could you do that when you got 72% of the folks struggling, paycheck to paycheck? 40% of those in the workplace said they have not put any money away for retirement. Here's what's scary. That includes those at 60 years of age. And you're seeing people working longer and longer, 60, 70, 80 years old, still working. And according to the Federal Reserve own survey, 6 million people say they are struggling to get by or just barely making it. Some 46% of adults in their survey say they can't cover an unexpected $400 expense or would have to borrow or sell something to do so. And she was going to raise rates? About 1/3 of Americans also say in this survey, this recent survey by the Fed, that their income varies from month to month. Well, that's because they have irregular work schedule because things are so bad, everybody's on part-time. Part-time, that's why they can't count on hours anymore. They can't get any overtime, and now they can't even count on hours. They don't know how many hours they're going to work, 30 hours, 28 hours. People don't know. And that's why the economy can't grow. And that's why this is the only president in history, that never grew the economy by 3% being in office. Because most of the people in this country, the workforce, 147 million people in our workforce, most of them, over 70%, are part-time. This is crazy. This is nuts. 30% of those surveyed believe that their income will be lower next year at this time. This is crazy. Now, if you think about it, yesterday, when she said things are swell, and again, they love, she just like the media, the liberal media, which, by the way, 89.2% of people, reporters, people who work in media, are liberals. They're continuing to try to spin to make Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton look better. Swell. Things are swell. Wait a minute. Things are swell? We just got some layoff announcement. We were just told today major firms are running 24% higher this year. Layoffs at major firms are running 24% higher this year than they were at the same time last year. And she says, things are swell. What are you, nuts? Then we just learned 2 of our biggest corporations will be laying off even more workers. Bank of America. Yeah, Bank of America. Who, by the way, they're so huge they hold most of our money. They're going to be cutting 8,000 more workers. But she said things are swell. Walmart just announced in the back office the accounting jobs. They're going to get rid of all the accounting people at 500 different stores. But things are swell. This is crazy. Federal tax receipts and state tax receipts usually both start to fall as we enter a new recession. And that is precisely what's taking place right now. But yes, she says things are swell. The employment numbers that the government released for the last month were worse than we've seen in the last 6 years. Worse than we have seen in 6 years. The worst in 6 years. Industrial production has now declined for 9 months in a row. We've never seen that. Never seen that. We've never seen that happen outside of a recession in all of our history. But she said things are swell. U.S. companies' bankruptcies have risen on a year-over-year basis. Commercial bankruptcies keep going up for 7 months in a row. Are you nuts? And are now 51% higher than September. In September. So our commercial bankruptcies have gone up 7 months in a row and now are 51% higher since last September. The delinquency rate on commercial and industrial loans have been rising since January 2015, but she said things are swell. Well, then why in the hell didn't you raise rates? What are you, nuts? We'll be right back after this break. 15 past the hour here on Phil's Gang. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually, you will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Phil Grande is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine with the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grande has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With a false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com. Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And Stock Corner is also brought to you by Walter's Way, wonderful book. Walter Scheer, author of that book. Go to my site, philsgang.com, pick it up. You will be so happy you did. I'm introducing a man to you that's an incredible entrepreneur that this country is losing. 92 years young. He wrote this book. He got an award for this book. Can you imagine? First-time author. 92 years old. He wrote this book. Amazing. And he received the 2016 Silver Action Business Book Award, which is a big deal, by the way. When I tell you that every day, that's a big deal. That's no small achievement. Just like his achievement with giving us the fax machine. Think about that. Think about that. Fax machine. Incredible. Plus, this man has put together some of the largest deals in this country. 50 mega companies he put together, sold, and bought. So check it out. Go to philsgang.com, and every penny from the book goes to the Vera and Walter Scheer Foundation and St. Jude. Wonderful book. You're going to fall in love with the book, but I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love with this man. And not only is he a great entrepreneur, but he's just, he's so generous. It's just incredible. What he does for people is just incredible. Okay, so we had this big, hey, we're going to raise rates, we're going to raise rates, we're going to raise rates, and it didn't happen. I told you it wasn't going to happen. So a day after, what's going on with the market? Well, the market is staying in a very narrow range. And it's been going up, goes up 85 points, and it goes down 100 points, goes up 85 points. And that is why you want to be using a chart. You don't want to be using fundamentals. It doesn't help you to know the market cap of a stock or the trailing PE ratio or forward PE ratio or price to book or price to sales. Doesn't help you to know anything about the margins or operating margins or free cash flow. Doesn't help you. All the stuff they look at does not help you anymore. Those days are gone. What you're going to look for is Vanguard Group, BlackRock, T. Rowe Price, Bank of New York Mellon, J.P. Morgan Chase, Franklin Resources, Dodge & Cox, Northern Trust. Those are called institutions. They own the popular stocks. They own Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Google, Nike, Starbucks, Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar. You want to stay with the brand stocks because that's where they are. That's where you make money. And to take 5 of those brand stocks and then just chart them for a year. Doesn't mean you have to do any work. You don't. Because we have color-coded technology that just tells you when to buy, when to sell. But if you're going to make money, you can't be sitting there listening to somebody that's managing your 401k, whatever. You're never going to make any money that way. It's real simple. It's no longer a stock market, but individual stocks. And it's not hard. So today we're watching the market go up, market go down. So my gang knows that with the color-coded technology, they just lay back in the weeds. Because until we get a solid buy signal, we don't buy. Until we get a solid sell signal. So the value of the color-coded technology is it keeps you out of trouble. It tells you, hey, it's not time to buy, it's not time to sell. There's 4, just listen to me, please. There's 4 stages to every stock. Stage 2 and stage 3 is where you make your money. Do you know the stocks go up 65% of the time? That's right, 65% of the time. Well, how would you like to increase those odds to 85%? Well, you can. If you only buy a stock between stage 2 and stage 3, and that's where the institutions are buying. Not stage 4, just not stage 1, 2, and 3. That's the sweet spot, just like a golf club. And if you are disciplined and you stay right there and wait for the buy signal and don't do a thing, just unplug your mouse. So many people sit there and lose money over lunchtime. You know how many people lose money over lunchtime? Because they get bored and they sit there and they start clicking their mouse, buying and selling stocks. What are you, nuts? The time that you make money is starting at 6 after 10. That's right, 6 after 10. Why do you wait to 6 after 10? Because from 9:30 when the market opens to 6 after 10, all the monkey business is over with. From 9:30 to about 9:45, a little bit later, that's when they're readjusting all the closings the night before and all the shenanigans. About 6 after 10, that's when things have settled down. That's when you have enough buyers, enough sellers, and you know what's going on right there. And then from 6 after 10, listen to this, you buy a stock if you got the buy signal, and at 10:30, if it's still strong, the same strength, it's going to be that way most of the day. And all you have to know is by looking at the color-coded chart. And by the way, when you look at a candlestick with a color-coding chart, you know if that is a strong move on the stock, you can add to your position. By looking at the candlestick, so easy, you can, I better not add anymore. Okay, we do it for you. All you have to do is just pay attention and go to our site once a day, Working Investors. Every morning we have coffee talk. During the day, we have updates all day long. At 1:15, by 1 o'clock, I do another update. I do another update when the market closes. And here's the best thing. Anytime you're not making money, we want to know why. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And our staff will point out what is wrong, what you're doing wrong. Because there's no reason with a color-coded technology you are losing money. There is no way you should be losing. So join my gang, philsgang.com. Okay. So it's interesting what's going on now. They don't know what to do. Remember, it's all about lies. They got to get Hillary elected. I just don't want you to be distracted. This is one of the most important presidential races ever. You got to stop being distracted by this race card that's being put out there every day by Hillary and by Obama and by the Joe Scarboroughs and the liberals. We have something that's so important. We have to fill these vacancies on the bench. Stop being distracted, because you've got to have people filling these vacancies. You need a person with good character. We'll talk about that when we get back, and some more stocks, especially gold stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? It's been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Did you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran it 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market. On 5/29, that's May 29th, I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right. And the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Phil Grande is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grande has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. Boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Put your money to work. Make your investments pay. Listen to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
I think the Fed has missed its market, and I think that its next move will be in the direction of ease.
Really? That means QE. That's right, more QE. I've been saying that all along. Here's what's going on. They have no choice but to rally this market. They didn't raise rates. They kicked the can down the road. Now they've got to move this market higher because they've got to save Hillary. And you've got to have a good market to win the election, because that's what people look at. But we've got to be very, very careful. Very careful. And again, I think gold, as things get worse, gold is going to get better. Now, I've told you, and I got my numbers right here, when we bought gold with our color-coded technology, AU right now is up 142% because it turned from red to green. GDX up 90%. Silver, POS, 128%. Copper, 180%. So what's going on now? Well, the market has pulled back. The gold market's pulled back a little. Now it's looking to break out. Why? Because the economy is so bad. People don't want bonds. There's only one place they're moving to, is gold. Why do you think China is dumping a lot of their U.S. stocks? Where do you think they're going to go to? Savings account? Going to get a Christmas club somewhere at a bank? I don't think so. They're going to metals. They're smart. They know what's going on. The global economy is one big fake. But because here at Phil's Gang, we don't follow returns on assets or return on equity. We don't follow price to book or profit margins. We follow when Vanguard puts money in to U.S. Steel or puts money into gold. And when T. Rowe Price and Bank of New York, they all put money into gold, then we do. And our chart will tell us when. But here's what's very important. What's going on? We got to wake up. We got to wake up. Because the stakes of this presidential election got so much higher with the death of Supreme Court Justice Scalia. Really important now. And that is the number one issue. There's nothing more important, not even ISIS in this campaign. Most people don't understand that. And now it's lost. All people are thinking about is, oh, Trump said something racist. Boy, they're doing a good job. Boy, they're doing a good job. Why is Hillary and Obama and the Democrats so good at trying to destroy Trump using racism? Why are they so good? Because they're excellent at it. They're the racists. But why doesn't the newspapers report it, the media report it? Are you kidding? Here, listen to this. Tell me if this is racist. This is Hillary.
Because I love this quote.
Excuse me, this is Hillary. She's talking about Gandhi.
Because I love this quote. It's from Mahatma Gandhi. He ran a gas station down in St. Louis for a couple of years. Mr. Gandhi, you can still go to the gas station? A lot of wisdom comes out of that gas station.
Wow. Wow. Nothing in the newspaper about that or on TV. How about this one? Joe Biden talking about Indians and owning Dunkin' Donuts and 7-Elevens. Listen to this.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Wow. How come we haven't heard that one? How about Chuck Hagel?
Okay, so who has a way up in the back there? You're not a member of the Taliban, are you? Or?
He was being serious when he said that. He was being serious. The guy looked like he was from the Middle East. He looked the part, and he, boy, you talk about racist. Here's Biden again.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean, and nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine if Trump said that? How about this? Obama himself.
Not that my grandmother harbors any racial animosity. She doesn't. Right. But she is a typical white person who, if she sees somebody on the street that she doesn't know, there's a reaction that's been bred into our experiences that don't go away.
Wow. And then you have Obama's right-hand man, and is going to be Hillary's right-hand person, advisor, Al Sharpton. A disgusting human being that owes $4 million in back taxes, but he gets a pass from the president.
White folks was in the cave when we had built empires. We built pyramids for Donald Trump. We taught philosophy and astrology and mathematics before Socrates and them Greek homos ever got around.
Wow. How do you get away with that? Now, Trump said this. Let's compare how bad it is.
I believe he happens to be Spanish, which is fine. He's Hispanic, which is fine.
I think he's been very, very unfair with us. I think the judge has been extremely unfair.
The judges in this court system, federal court, they ought to look into Judge Curiel, because what Judge Curiel is doing is a total disgrace.
And they're trying to kill Trump with that. Compared to what these Democrats have said? Are you kidding? That's nothing. Oh, here's a real bad one.
Did you ever hear Pocahontas? It's Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. She said she was an Indian. She said because her cheekbones were high, she was an Indian, that she was Native American.
She lied to get a job. That's right, to jump ahead of the line. So he's being crucified for that. Look, we got to make sure that we don't get distracted with this. We got to make sure. Because there is nothing more important than getting a person, a president, to a good man, a good person, to select a good person. People hang around with people like themselves. A president picks justices like themselves. Hillary would do the same things. People like her. Can you imagine? Don't be distracted. Don't let this race card be played. Because we have a very important issue, appointment of these new justices. Unfortunately, people are losing sight of this critical appointment. The composite of the federal judiciary is a civil rights issue. That's really important to all of us. It has a direct impact on our civil rights protections, our economy, everything. The individuals who are selected as a Supreme Court justice by the president must have incredible integrity, must have great judgment, be incredibly honest, transparent. They need to have high degree of truthfulness, fairness, and most of all, put the country's interests above their own. Well, here's the problem with Hillary. She lacks those traits. There's the problem. Example, in her latest deal. When this family in Canada, I think I told you about this one, the family in Canada wanted to sell their uranium mining business. They had the largest uranium mining business in the world. But the problem was there was one mine here in the United States, and they needed Treasury Secretary Hillary Clinton's signature, or the deal would not go through. So what does she do? She says, you give me a kickback at $2.8 million, and you also have Putin pay my husband for a 30-minute speech in Russia, and I'll sign it. And she signed it. But it even gets worse than that. I wonder when Obama goes to Orlando today and sits with the family members that got killed with this terrorist. I wonder if he's going to explain how Hillary has a relationship with 3 terrorist countries who do most of the funding and got $40 million from these 3 terrorist countries, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar, which do all the funding. $40 million. Can you imagine that? $40 million. She took bribes.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and philsgang.com helps folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $49.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With a false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Again, let's not get distracted. Let's focus. We got to focus on who would be the best person that would choose justices. Because there's certain qualities the person has to have. Because people hang out with like-minded people. If someone's going to choose somebody, right? If you have a club or whatever, you're going to choose president, you're going to be like a like-minded person, right? I mean, having Hillary become president and choose the justices would be like having a bank robber select the board of directors of a bank. Can you imagine? How can she face anybody when she got money from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar, the biggest funders of terrorism in the world outside of Iran? They get $40 million. Then what does she do? To mask her relationship, she starts dumping on them. Wow, she's clever.
In the Middle East, ISIS is attempting a genocide of religious and ethnic minorities. They are slaughtering Muslims who refuse to accept their medieval ways. They are beheading civilians, including executing LGBT people. They are murdering Americans and Europeans, enslaving, torturing, and raping women and girls.
All right. But where are they getting the money? They're getting the money from these three countries. Who gave Hillary $40 million? So here's what we need to do. You and I cannot solve this racism. We can't solve any of that. The only thing we can solve is having a lack of money to retire comfortably, to live the same lifestyle we become accustomed to. That is your goal. That's what you have to focus on. Try to stay out of all this nonsense that's going on, because from now to the election, that's all they're going to be talking about. When they should be talking about the economy. Talking about how can people better retire? Where are they going to make money? There's only one place to make money, and that's in the stock market. Now, the stock market, I told you, it was May 24th when we have Aunt B made the announcement she was going to raise rates. And then the market went up, started to pull back on June 3rd, and that's when they had the jobs report that came out, and they manipulated the 215,000 jobs we have each month for a year and dropped it down to 38,000, so the dollar would drop, and when the dollar drops, the market rallies. And then it rallied. But what did I tell my gang? I said, and I showed them, I said, look, the market, the S&P 500 is out of cycle. Remember what I told you? There's 4 steps to a stock, four components of a stock. And the easy money is made between stage 2 and stage 3. That's where all the money is. That's where the low risk is. You already have a 65 percentile. The stocks go up anyways, but you can increase that to 85% if you stay in that sector. And if you wait for a signal that you know that Vanguard and JP Morgan and Bank of America and Northern Trust are coming in and buying your stock. Now, you don't want some goofy stock. You want a stock like Starbucks, because when you go look at Starbucks, they all are owned by the same institutions. So you look, you wait, and then when you get that color code change, you buy. It just eliminates most of the risk, because you're always going to be buying. If you're a gang member, you're always going to be buying a stock in the cycle, part of the cycle that has the least risk between stage 2 and stage 3. It's really simple. So we had a beautiful cycle, and I'll give it to you right now. Between stage 2 and stage 3, the S&P went up. I'll give it to you, JR. You can take it. $182, and then it went up to $210. So that was a 15% return. 15% return. So let's say just you got in late. Let's say you went from 193 up to, I don't know, 210. 193 to 210. Okay? 193 to 210. So you got an 8% return. You got in a little later. That's okay. What's wrong with that? But here's the beautiful thing. You would have got out because you would have been in stage 3. You got into stage 2. You always get out stage 3. Now, when the market started to pull back on its natural cycle, you're going to start shorting. But all of a sudden, the market stopped. The cycle was interrupted by financial engineering. That's when she said, we're going to raise rates in June. She knew she wasn't going to. And I told you why. My God, how could you raise rates under the circumstances? Even the historic circumstances, she couldn't raise rates. Nobody ever, no Fed has ever raised rates unless you got at least an economic growth of 4.5% minimum for 35 years. And she's going to do it early? That's why I told you it wouldn't happen. She's a fraud. So then the stock moved up from May 24th from about $206 to $213. And I told my gang, it's a fraud. It went up 3%. Guess what? It came all the way back down. So what did they learn? They learned that if you bought, and this is what you're going to learn with a gang when you're a gang member, if you are focused, if you stay disciplined, and you only buy a stock between stage 2 and 3, they would have had a 15% return. And then when it broke cycle, why get in it? Because that's the lowest probability. You're on what they call stage 4. It's so easy. It's so easy. But you got to be willing to try it. That's the thing. You got to be willing to try it. Everybody makes it so difficult. And it's not. Now, we were talking about. Listen, I want you to listen to this. I want to make sure I play this before we leave. Listen to Trump's kids.
What we've shown is that the left's policies of coddling, their policy of appeasement, it doesn't work.
That's right. And that's what they're doing, appeasing and cuddling. Why? Remember, Trump said something's wrong because Hillary got $40 million from those who fund terrorism. She got a kickback, a $2.3 million from the Canadian company They needed her signature as Treasury Secretary to sell uranium, her mining company, to Putin. Now, do you really believe that she will put the country first and her second? Do you think she's going to appoint people to the bench that will put themselves last, put the country first? Of course not, because you point the same kind of person you are. There's nothing more dangerous and important right now is that we've got to put somebody in there who has integrity, and even if you don't like the person, you don't like Trump, you got to, because it has everything to do with your life. Everything. These justices, they touch every part of your life. They touch your financials. They touch your bank account. They touch everything. Now, all I want you to do is think about this. We are now the stock market, okay? The stock market is in a tight trading range now. You're going to have a great opportunity because this range, they're going to either, if they don't support it with quantitative easing, which would be QE4, where they come in with trillions of dollars to buy stocks. They come in with they print $85 billion a month to buy bonds, so the foreigners get out of bonds and they go into stocks, where they're going to print let's say they print $5 trillion to give to companies to buy their own stock back. This is all part of this next QE. I want you to be positioned. So when the color code turns from red to green, you buy. It's that simple. And I will hold your hand through the entire process. I really will. And that's what we're here for. Nobody at Phil's gang, nobody is left behind. You're not a number here. We want everybody to do well so that you can help St. Jude. We've been doing this for 15 years. So join my gang. Okay? And don't get distracted by this nonsense when they're just as bad, the Democrats, when it comes to all this racism. Nuts. It's all nuts. See you on the chart. Join my gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my dreams.
Phil Grande.